Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya kara mare Tamabhina ke dayalu Jagata samsare Tamabhina ke dayalu Jagata samsare Patita pavana hetu taba avatara Patita pavana hetu taba avatara Masama patita prabhu napai beara Masama patita prabhu napai beara Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya kara mare Tamabhina ke dayalu Jagata samsare Tamabhina ke dayalu Jagata samsare Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya kara mare Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya kara mare Hare Krishna. Welcome Saturday morning to everyone to read from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. We are continuing from Adi Lila, chapter 1, the spiritual masters. And I think text is for 13 or 14. Second to remember? Anyone remember 13 or 14? Okay, maybe we'll do 13. This initial verses are prayers by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Advaitam Harina Advaita Acharyam Bhakti Samsana Bhaktavataram Bhaktavataram Isamtam Advaitacharyam Ashraye. So, because he is not different from Hari, the Supreme, he is called Advaita. And because he propagates of devotion, he is called Acharya. He is the Lord and the incarnation of the Lord's devotees. Therefore, I take shelter of him. So, briefly, we discussed last week about Advaita Acharya. Why he is named like this? He is not different from the Supreme Lord. That's why he's called Advaita. And Acharya, because he propagates the science culture of devotional service, he's a teacher. He also has the role of teacher, thus he's called Advaita Acharya. Text 14. Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Saktikam. I offer my obeisances unto the Supreme Lord Krishna, who is none different from his features as a devotee, devotional incarnation, devotional manifestation, pure devotee, and devotional energy. This is a prayer we always offer. In the followers of Gaudiya Vaishnava, understand the Supreme Lord not just as a person and his energies also. He is all different types of manifestations. All his different types of manifestations has been categorized into this way. is offering obeisances to Supreme Lord Krishna, who is non-different from his features as a devotee, Bhakta, Rupa, Bhakta Avatara, Bhakta Sakti, Bhakta Rupa, Bhakta Avatara, Bhakta Akhyam, and Bhakta Saktikam. Right? So that's why it's called Panchatattva prayer. We offer Panchatattva prayer as well. I think we did this also. Jayatam Surato Pangar Mama Mandar Matirgati Masarvaswa Padam Bhojo Radha Madana Mohana. Glory to all merciful Radha and Madan Mohan. I am lame and ill-advised, yet they are my directors, and their lotus feet are everything to me. These three prayers, beginning from this, are the prayers to our Ishtadeva. Ishtadev is, everyone has their Ishtadev, but the followers of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, the Ishtadev is Radha Madan Mohan, who helps us cultivating that knowledge, transcendental knowledge, and Radha Govind Devji, who is his blessing in our devotional endeavor, and Radha Gopinath, who are our ultimate perfection. We offer these prayers, and so that Radha Gopinath is the deity, Ishtadev, for ultimate perfection. Divyad Vrindaranya Kalpadrumada Srimad Ratnagara Simhasanastav Srimad Radha Srila Govinda Devo Prashtali Vihi Sebhyamano Smarami. In a temple of jewels in Vrindavan, underneath a desired tree, Sri Sri Radha Govinda, served by their most confidential associates, sit upon an effulgent throne. I offer my humble obeisances unto him. Sriman Rasarasarambi Vamsivata Tatastitaha Karsan Venu Swane Gopir Gopinatha Sriyestunaha. Sri Srila Gopinath, who originated the transcendental mellow of the rasa dance, stands on the shore in Vamsivata and attracts the attention of the cowherd damsels with the sound of his celebrated flute. May they all confer upon us their benediction. So this is a beautiful meditation on the transcendental form of the Supreme Lord Krishna in the form of Gopinath. What is he doing? Who has originated the transcendental mellow of rasa dance. Among all rasas, Krishna is called Rasaraja, who is enjoyer of all rasas. And among all rasas, rasa dance is very dear to Supreme Lord Krishna. And who stands on the shore of Vamsivata, attracts the attention of the cowherd damsels with the sound of his celebrated flute. Playing his flute, he attracts the hearts of so many gopis. So that's the prayer here. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Brunda. Glory to Sri Chaitanya Nityananda, glory to Advaita Chandra, and glory to all the devotees of Sri Gaura, Lord Chaitanya. Anyone would like to read the translation, they can put in the comment. Feel free. Just let it be a group reading. Ye tino Thakura Gaudiya ke koriya chena atmasat ye tinaro charana bandhana tine mora natha. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita, it's a mix of a composition of Bengali prayers and Sanskrit. So far, we read all of them Sanskrit prayers. Now, most of the compositions are Bengali. So we are beginning from Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, the composition in Bengali. Ye tino Thakura Gaudiya ke kori achano atmasad E tinara charana bandhana, tine moranath. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is speaking. Okay, second Prabhu, please read this.
Hare Krishna. These three deities of Vrindavan, Madan Mohan, Govinda, and Gopinath, have absorbed the heart and soul of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, followers of Lord Chaitanya. I worship the lotus feet, for they are the lords of my heart.
Very nice.
Purport.
Read the purport also.
The author of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita offers his respectful obeisances unto the three deities of Vrindavan, named Sri Radha Madan Mohan, Sri Radha Govindev, and Sri Radha Gopinathji. These three deities are the life and soul of the Bengali Vaishnavas or Gaudiya Vaishnavas, who have a natural aptitude for residing in Vrindavan. The Gaudiya Vaishnavas, who follow strictly in the line of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, worship their divinity by chanting transcendental sounds meant to develop a sense of one's transcendental relationship with the Supreme Lord, a reciprocation of mellows, rasas of mutual affection, and ultimately the achievement of the desired success in loving service. These three deities are worshipped in three different stages of one's development. The followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu scrupulously follow these principles of approach.
Wonderful. So we will read the next. Let's contemplate on this. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, Ye tina Thakura, Gaudiya ke Koriyacheno Atmasat. So these three personalities, deities, Radha Madan Mohan, Govinda, and Gopinath, have absorbed the heart and soul of Gaudiya Vaishnavas. So it's very important to know that which sampradaya we are in, what are the teachings, who are the Ishtadevs, and what is the process and how to practice. How will I understand my perfection? These are the common things has to be known. Otherwise, the development is not very good. So at least we know that Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says that offer obeisances to these three deities. What he says? These deities are the life and soul of Bengali Vaishnavas or Gaudiya Vaishnavas, who have a natural aptitude for residing in Vrindavan. The Gaudiya Vaishnavas who follow strictly in the line of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu worship the divinity by chanting the transcendental sounds meant to develop a sense of one's transcendental relationship with the Supreme Lord. A reciprocation of mellows, of mutual affection, and ultimately the achievement of the desired success in loving service. So this is what is our sum and substance of whole Gaudiya Vaishnava. And Prabhupada writes very simple, very interesting here. The Gaudiya Vaishnavas who follow strictly in the line of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Well, it means that so many people are there, but who are following sincerely, they have to understand how, what and how. The process is they chant the holy name of the Lord. And what will happen? So, meant to develop the sense of one's relationship with the Supreme Lord. Who am I? Who is Krishna? What is my relationship with him? And how I can exchange my relationship, loving exchanges with the Lord. Mutual affection. And then what is that? Ultimately achieving the desired success in loving service. So these three deities are worshipped in three different stages. Make sense? Any comment, question on this so far? It's nice everyone, as we claim to be the followers, this knowledge has to be there. So, okay, next. Gaudiya Vaishnavas perceive the ultimate objective in Vedic hymns composed of 18 transcendental letters that adore Krishna as Madan Mohan, Govinda, and Gopi Janaballabha. Madan Mohan is he who charms Cupid, the god of love. Govinda is he who pleases the senses and the cows. And the Gopi Janaballabha is the transcendental lover of the gopis. Krishna himself is called Madan Mohan, Govinda, and Gopinath Ballabha, and countless other names as he plays in his different pastimes with his devotees. So what is this? Gaudiya Vaishnava perceived the ultimate objective in the Vedic hymns, composed of 18 transcendental letters. So this is the mantra where we perceive through this mantra. We perceive through this mantra to that absolute truth, which is Krishna, who has countless other names, but primarily these names: Madan Mohan, Govind, and Gopi Janaballabha. Okay, anyone wants to read this paragraph? Okay, so I can prove you can read.
The three deities, Madan Mohan, Govinda, and Gopi Janavallabha, have very specific qualities. Worship of Madan Mohan is on the platform of re-establishing our forgotten relationship with the personality of Godhead. In the material world, we are presently in utter ignorance of our eternal relationship with the Supreme Lord. Pango refers to one who cannot move independently by his own strength. And Mandamate is one who is less intelligent because he is too absorbed in materialistic activities. It is best for such persons not to aspire for success in flutive activities or mental speculation, but instead simply to surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The perfection of life is simply to surrender to the Supreme. In the beginning of our spiritual life, we must therefore worship Madan Mohan so that he may attract us and nullify our attachment for material sense gratification. This relationship with Madan Mohan is necessary for the neophyte devotees. When one wishes to render service to the Lord with strong attachment, one worships Govinda on the platform of transcendental service. Govinda is the reservoir of all pleasures. When by the grace of Krishna and the devotees, one reaches perfection in devotional service, we can appreciate Krishna as Gopi Janavallabha, the pleasure deity of the damsels of Vraja.
So we can see this is not a whimsically practicing. It's the knowledge and practice and attainment. It's a whole system. Any reflections on this?
Yeah, I think the first deity is basically to understand the sambandha, the relationship. Once we understand our relationship with the Supreme Lord, then we have to put that in practice. And when we put that in practice, devotional service, we have to worship Radha Gopinath. And so that is the sadhana stage of our
Panga refers to one who cannot move independently by his own strength. And Mandamatehe is one who is less intelligent because he is too absorbed in the materialistic activities. There's another verse also, Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langayate Giri Yat Kupataman Bande Sri Gurundina Tarane. So Pangam Langayate Giri, even though we are Pangam, handicapped, we are dull, but by the mercy of the spiritual master, by his causeless mercy of the spiritual master, even a Mukha means who is unable to speak, he will also speak. The Panga means who is handicapped, he can also climb mountains. So this is particularly this prayer is offered to Madan Mohan. Pangam Langa Itegiri. No, he is where is that? Let me show it. Jayatam Surato Pangar Mama Mandar Matirati Mas Sarvasya Padam Bhojo Radha Madan Mohano. I am lame and I am ill advised. So when we approach the Lord to know, we have to approach in this way. When Sanatan Goswami, who is our Acharya, met Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even though he was such a highly qualified, he's such a called scholar in this earth that time, still he says, "Oh my Lord, I don't know who am I. What is my relationship? I'm so ignorant." When he submitted this request, he submitted very, very humbly, in completely bowing down, begging to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to help him to understand this. So, by the mercy of Madan Mohan, one can understand our relationship, one's relationship with the Supreme Lord. Okay. So, what are the different stages? In the beginning of our spiritual life, we must therefore worship Madan Mohan so that he may attract us and nullify our attachment for the material sense gratification. Until we have material desires, material sense gratification, we should serve Madan Mohan, pray to him. This relationship with Madan Mohan is necessary for neophyte devotees. We all must serve Madan Mohan. When one wishes to render service to the Lord with strong attachment, makes sense? There are two attachment. One strong attachment, says, I want to. Many times people say, I want to move Vrindavan, I want to live in the temple, I want to get everything, render service. That time, one worships Govind on the platform of transcendental service. And it's another thing you have to remember, one has to, on the platform of the transcendental service. This is called, what do you call, sadhana. It's different, it's a taste, what do you call, there are two kinds of bhakti. Somehow missed from top of my head, with different kind of attachment, pure attachment. So this is the stage we pray to Radha Govinda. Govinda is the reservoir of all pleasures. When by the grace of Krishna and the devotees one reaches perfection in devotional service, he can appreciate Krishna as Gopijana Ballava, the pleasure deity of damsels from Braja. I'll share it as soon as it comes to my mind. Okay. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained this mode of devotional service. Yeah, it's Raganuga. This is called Raganuga. Vaidhi and Raganuga. I'm sorry, it took some time to recall. Vaidhi Bhakti, we worship to Radha Madan Mohan because we still have attachment. In Raganuga stage, we worship Govinda Dev. Okay. So Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained this mode of devotional service in 3 stages. And therefore, these worshipable deities were installed in Vrindavan by different Goswamis. They are very dear to the Gaudiya Vaishnavas there, who visit the temples at least once a day. Besides the temples of these 3 deities, many other temples have been established in Vrindavan, such as the temple of Radha Damodar of Jiva Goswami, the temple of Syamasundar of Syamanand Goswami, and the temple of Gokulanand of Lokanath Goswami, and the temple of Radha Raman of Gopal Bhatta Goswami, where there are 7 principal temples over 400 years old that are the most important of the 5,000 temples now existing in Vrindavan. So when Prabhupada wrote this purport in 1970s, around 75, 76, 77, right? That's what Chaitanya Charitamrita is written. So that time Prabhupada said there are over 5,000 temples. Now we don't know, there are many more. At least one more 1,000 will be definitely there. Okay, as new temples are every day is coming up, every year the new temples are coming up. Now, but for Gaudiya Vaishnava it's very important that as a followers of ISKCON, we visit these temples. And these three principal temples were established by our acharyas to help us to establish our relationship. Apart from that, other acharyas also, out of 6 Goswamis, they installed Syamananda Goswami installed Radha Syam Sundar, Gokulananda deity installed by Loknath Goswami, who is spiritual master of Narottam Das Thakur, and Gopal Bhatta Goswami installed Radha Ramana deity. So these are the temples. Anyone has visited any of the temples? Anyone visited any of the temples? I don't know. Radharaman Prabhu, did you visit any of the temples?
Yes, Prabhuji, we visited many temples, Radha Gopinath, Radha Govind Dev Ji, Radha Raman Ji, Madan Mohan Ji.
Very nice. You're lucky. You're fortunate. You have been visiting Radha Govind Dev from childhood, right?
Yeah, like I always, every Sunday we used to go for the Mangla Aarti, because there, like in the Mangla Aarti, there are more people than the rest of the days Aartis.
Yes.
Yeah.
So our Anuradha Mataji is from Jaipur. So you must be wondering how come? Because she's from Jaipur, and all the three principal deities has moved from Vrindavan to Jaipur. Madan Mohan, and Govind Dev and Gopinath. The deities has to be moved to protect from the Mughal attack. So she is very fortunate to be able to have darshan of those deities from childhood. But still, the later other, after they moved, in the fear of attack from Aurangzeb, the temples are a little broken in Vrindavan, but still the deity's Prativa is called, I think, Prativa Murti. Similar Murti has been installed in Vrindavan. We don't know what the Lord's plan is. Who knows, he may come back to Vrindavan, back. So, because they have been installed by our acharyas. So there are 7 principal temples over 400 years old that are the most important of the 5,000 temples now existing in Vrindavan. So followers of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas seek, desire to visit these temples, have darshan. Right? We will read. Anyone else wants to read this? Second Prabhu can read.
I can read it, Prabhuji.
Yeah, please.
1 second, I think screen have to reset. Gaudiya indicates the part of India between the southern side of Himalayan mountains and the northern part of Vindhya Hills, which is called Aryavrata, or the land of the Aryans. This portion of India is divided into 5 parts or provinces. Panch Gauda Desha: Saraswata, Kashmir and Punjab; Kanyakubja, Uttar Pradesh, including the modern city of Lucknow; Madhya Gauda, Madhya Pradesh; Mathila, Bihar and part of Bengal; and Ukala, part of Bengal and the whole of Orissa. Bengal is sometimes called Gauda Desha, partly because it forms a portion of Mathila and partly because the capital of Hindu king Raja Lakshmana Sena was known as Gauda. This old capital later came to be known as Gaudapura, or gradually Mayapur.
Nice. Thank you. So here, I don't know if anyone had read this before about Gaudiya. Sometimes wondering why it is Gaudiya and what it refers to. It refers to that portion of land, part of India, between the southern side of Himalayan mountain, and the northern part of Vindhya Hill. Anyone has seen the Vindhya Hill, where it is? Now, which is called Aryabharta. Aryabharta is also, you will find in Srimad Bhagavatam. Ilabrata, Aryabrata. You all remember the different tracts of land, Aryavarta, or the land of Aryans. This portion of India is divided into 5 parts or provinces. Panchagauda Desa. So Aryavarta is divided into Panchagauda Desa, which is one is Saraswata, Kashmir and Punjab, that is one. Kanyakubja, Uttar Pradesh, including the modern state Uttar Pradesh, that's Kanyakubja. Madhya Gauda is Madhya Pradesh, Maithila, Maithila, which is Bihar and Bengal, and Utkala is part of Orissa. So this whole consists of Aryabrata. Okay, Bengal is sometimes called Gauda Desha because partly from the portion of Maithila and partly because the capital of Hindu king who Raja Lakshman Sen, who was known as Gauda. So that's why Bengal is also called Gauda Desha. And this old capital later came to be known as Gaudapura, or gradually Mayapur. Now it's just Mayapur is called, earlier it was called Gaudapura. So some idea we got it about Gauda Desha. We will hear about Dravida Desha also is going to come now very soon. The devotees of Orissa are called Udiyas. The devotees of Bengal are called Gaudias. And the devotees of southern India are known as Dravida devotees. As there are 5 provinces in Aryabrat, so Dakshinatya, southern India, is also divided into 5 provinces, which are called Panchadravida. The 4 Vaishnava Acharyas, who are the great authorities of the 4 Vaishnava disciplic successions, as well as Sripad Sankaracharya of Mayavada school, appeared in the Panchadravida provinces. Among the 4 Vaishnava Acharyas, who are all accepted by the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, Sri Ramanujacharya appeared in the southern part of Andhra Pradesh as Mahabhutapuri. Sri Madhvacharya appeared at Pajakam near Vimanagiri in the district of Mangalore. Sri Vishnu Swami appeared at Pandya. Sri Nimbarkas appeared at Mungerapatna in the extreme south. So here we see different devotees. Devotees are named based on the locality. The devotees of Orissa are called Udiyas. I didn't know that. I mean, I read from here only. Before that, I didn't know. Bengal devotees are called Gaudiyas, and that's why we are also called followers of the Gaudiya Sampradaya. And southern India is called Dravida devotees. So just as Aryabrat province has 5 provinces, there are 5 provinces in Aryabrat, and in Dravida there's also there are 5 provinces called Panchadravida. And Prabhupada writes, all these great acharyas who are propounder of different sampradayas, they came from this Panchadravida. Panchadravida. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also predicts that the lot of devotees of Lord Vishnu, Lord Narayan will be there in this certain age of Kali, but at the same time, especially from southern India, there will be more. Okay, anyone wants to read this paragraph, please?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I'm not able to see the screen somehow.
You can see the screen? Oh.
Maybe there's some error here.
Oh, let me read that. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted the chain of disciplic succession from Madhvacharya, but the Vaishnavas in his line do not accept the Tattvavadis, who also claim to belong to the Madhva Sampradaya. To distinguish themselves clearly from the Tattvavadi branch of Madhva's descendants, the Vaishnavas of Bengal prefer to call themselves Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Sri Madhvacharya is also known as Sri Gauda Puranananda. And therefore, the name Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya is quite suitable for the disciplic succession of Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Our spiritual master, Om Sri Pada Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, accepted initiation in the Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. So here we can see the 5 prominent sampradayas. Out of them are 4 sampradaya, Vaishnava Sampradaya, and one is Sankara Sampradaya, impersonalism, right? So in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in Madhva Sampradaya, but the Vaishnavas in the line do not accept the Tattvavadis. In his line, whose line? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's line, do not accept the Tattvavadi, who also claim to belong to the Madhva Sampradaya. So, with different tattvas, Tattvavadi is when we hear about Pancha Tattva. What is the difference between different sampradayas? Is the position of the living entity and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Each sampradaya established the teachings in different degrees. Madhva Sri Sampradaya, Sankara Sampradaya, they explain there is no difference between the Lord and the devotees. Everybody is saying, you are God, I am God. That's why they will always call, they will address you as, anyone knows how they will address you? Sankara Sampradaya, if you follow the Sankara Sampradaya, how they will address you? As Narayana. They will address you as Narayana. Do you all know that? So, because Jiva can become the Lord when it gets perfection. But that's not accepted in Vaishnava Sampradaya. So what is that? Gradually it evolves starting from Sri Sampradaya, which is Ramanujacharya. He established the relationship between Jiva and Krishna very gradually, not very drastically. No, yes, Jiva and Krishna are same, but there's a difference is there. Nitya Nityanam Chetnas Chetnanam Eko Bhonam Vidadati Kaman. So yes, both are Satchidananda, but one is maintainer, the other one is maintained. The one is controller, the other one is controlled. Right? The one is master, the other one is servant. So in this way, the living entities and Supreme Personality of God relationship is very analytically defined in Vaishnava Sampradaya. In different, it varies, starting from Sri Sampradaya. However, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, and our Sampradaya, we are offshoot of Madhva Sampradaya. Sri Madhvacharya is also known as Sri Gauda Purnananda. Interesting name. See here, Madhvacharya's another name is also known as Gauda Purnananda, and therefore the name Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya is quite suitable for the disciplic succession of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. So there are 2 reasons. One is Madhvacharya's name is also Gauda, and also this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in the Gauda Desa. That's why it's called Gaudiya Sampradaya. And because we are coming from Madhvacharya, that's why it's called Madhva, Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya Sampradaya. It is said that Madhvacharya met with Vyasdev in Badrika Ashram. So that's why, from Brahma comes Narada, from Narada comes Vyasdev, from Vyasdev comes Madhvacharya. So that's like a Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. Any comments, any questions on this? Reflections?
Prabhu, what is Tattvavadis, Prabhu? Like, what were they following?
Yeah, Tattvavadis is, first of all, you remain in the position of the Jiva and Supreme Personality of Godhead. And second thing is, especially Madhva Sampradaya is mostly deals with rituals, ritualistic aspect of Sampradaya, ritualistic aspect of the Sampradaya. So they did not, the ultimate conclusion was not provided by them. Ultimate conclusion was, so that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and he gave the purpose. It brings all the essence of all the sampradayas. The essence of all sampradayas in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave. So that's why they don't consider. In fact, they won't consider Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as an incarnation of the Krishna also, as far as I know. Not all Madhva Sampradaya accept Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with the Supreme Personality of God in truth. In details, I will share what is the Tattvavadi, but that there's a difference is there. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself comes and explains the essence of all the four Vaishnava Sampradayas. Not only four, even it includes the Mayavad also. Yes, Jiva and living entity are same in qualitative oneness, but there are difference. And he gave as Achintya Veda Veda. Achintya Veda Veda. Simultaneously one and different. Simultaneously one is we as the living entity are same with the Supreme Personality of Godhead qualitatively. But Lord and devotees are not same. One is maintained, the other one is maintained. Right? And how these differences are there, and these are details are varies in two sampradayas. Make sense? Question was asked, can anybody, only ISKCON provides devotional service? No, one can get bhakti in any of the bona fide sampradayas. And what varies is the rasas, the essence, the conclusions of the the teachings. That is difference. In Sri Sampradaya, we have relationship as servant only. But in Gaudiya Sampradaya, there's a prayer called, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come the highest form of love of Godhead. He gave highest form of love of Godhead, which is conjugal love. Make sense?
Yes.
More details I didn't study about the Tattvavadis. Why? But these are the subtle differences are there. Even though we are from the same sampradaya, we have these differences are there. Yeah, every school is different. Every school has to be different. And we accept Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as the Supreme Lord and an incarnation. And his teachings, he did not reject any of the sampradaya. That's why if you find Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who is actually Prabhupada writes, Om Vishnupada Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj accepted initiation in the Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. When we go to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's birthplace, you will find there are four prominent acharyas in all four corners. Madhvacharya, Nimbarka Swami, and the Sri Sampradaya, which is Ramanujacharya. Okay, all this Ballabhacharya, all this Sampradaya, all this personalities you will find in Gaudiya Vaishnava. We don't reject, rather we take essence from all this by following the teachings of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Any comments or questions, or should we stop here? Is it making sense? Should we continue? Should we continue the Chaitanya Charitamrita reading?
Yes, Prabhu.
Radhaman Prabhu, what do you say?
Yes, Prabhuji, yes.
Yeah, it's very important. We are giving our life to a sampradaya. We don't know about it much. So thank you for it. It encourages me to continue. Hare Krishna. We'll stop here. We'll join the Bhagavad Gita reading walk. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Shri Prabhupada
Jai.
ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you.